y'all. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I'm so excited. It's Monday at 8 o'clock. You already know what it is. Fall into Victory podcast. It is March. This is my scream. I'm so excited because it's March. It's Women's History Month. And I promised y'all, right? So when I say something, I try not to promise, but I promised y'all this month that I was going to bring on God-fearing, phenomenal boss women that are really out here just doing their thing. And I am so excited. I know y'all enjoyed last week, but I am super, super, super excited to bring on the Patrice. I'm
Listen,
so excited. Tell the people who you are, Patrice.
first of all, you're not going to bring me in like that and me not stop and thank you for the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with you. Um, I am honored. I've watched the people that you have interviewed over this past season, and I'm thinking to myself, she called me? Like, what she want? What do I got? But no, it is a privilege just to be here and to talk with you as a friend, as a sister in the faith.
Yes.
And yeah, so I'm Patrice DeLisser. As she mentioned, I am the CEO of Indigo Inspire, and that is my company that focuses on independent music artists, creating a platform for them. So I have a podcast on Instagram called Indigo Inspire Live that I co-host also what call the collab show with Sharon Williams from Gospel Music Buzz. We do that every Thursday at 8 p.m. I also have other interviews that I do separately as well under Indigo Inspire Live. And I also have an apparel collection called Indigo Inspire.
It is hot.
And that is a brand that we'll talk about a little more through the course of this conversation.
Yes. Oh, y'all, my husband went to an event she had, and when I say he came home with this hoodie, and I was low key like, where's mine? Because he usually gets me merch everywhere we go or everywhere he goes.
If he told me it was good, I would have made sure you had something in the bag.
It's okay. I will make sure.
Ooh,
I definitely will make sure. No,
shame.
I will make sure. I definitely support you because I definitely love the colors. I loved it. The quality of it. It was absolutely so cute. I absolutely loved it. But I do, because I always like to honor my guests before I even go in and dive into a conversation. So I do want to say thank you. I really appreciate you from the bottom and the top of my heart, right?
Aw.
So the reason why is because I tell people all the time, like, sometimes you don't have to be connected to somebody to just know their heart. You could literally, it says, test the spirit by the spirit. And it's
Well,
like one of those things where, like, you can just tell, spirit to spirit connecting. I've been in rooms with you. I mean, I've hugged you. We've talked. So I really, really do appreciate you. Some people, again, you don't have to know them. So I
no.
appreciate you. I look up to you. And the reason why I think I told you, you're a vet in the game. And I brought you on because I have watched you for, I could say, years now, because I've been married to Kyle 7 years. And I remember going to your event at Yesha. Literally, when you had Jonathan Nelson, yes, you had
Yes, it
Jonathan
was.
Nelson.
Yes.
I remember, and I think we were newly married. Like I believe it had to be within the first year or two of our marriage. So again,
Okay.
I've been watching you we're about to be 8 years in. So I've been watching you for a very long time. You are such an inspiration. I love everything about what you stand for. And I really, really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart for saying yes, the top of my heart for saying yes, to come on. So I'm really excited. And again, God, I always tell everybody every week that God is always messing with me because he always picks topics specifically for the people. And it's not that I sit here and say, oh, this will go perfect with this person, or yeah, this will go perfect with this person. I always say they're literally God ordained.
Mm.
And I don't know your story, but I feel like, again, by the spirit, I feel like I know some of your story. That's the crazy part. So again, this topic, the audacity to follow your dreams, I know that it was handpicked specifically for you. So I'm excited to jump right into it. One of the things I was thinking about when I was thinking about dreaming, I think about how sometimes we have dreams and we can dismiss them. And I think about how sometimes we have dreams and people, just give me a resource and people will go after those things and make a little itty bitty dream something big, right? And I think about how like maybe the guy from Amazon probably was like, this is a dream. I'm going to sell stuff to everybody in the world. And then he made it something big. But then I think about people where I know I'm one of them that sometimes struggles with that. I struggle with the follow up of my dreams. I can have dreams where God will warn me about specific things, and I know I'm like, okay, God, got it. But then I will have dreams by like things like this podcast and visions about the podcast, and then I'm like, yeah, no, that's not for me. Like we were just going to do a live, and that's it. But I thought about what the word dream means. It means thoughts, images, and sensations during your sleep time.
Mm-hmm.
But I also do believe that daydreaming is a real thing too, because it's those visions that I see and I can see. But I want you to really tell me about what does the audacity to follow your dreams means to you. But then I also want you to kind of just touch a little bit on people that struggle with following their dreams. What does it look like when there's no money? What does it look like when you poured all your money and then there's no money, but nothing is moving? What does it look like when you poured your money and it's just booming? How do we maintain that? So you can hit wherever you would like, but let's just dibble dabble in what does it mean to actually know? What does the audacity, the bold risk mean to follow your dreams?
Okay, so first of all, let's just say you hit every single point just in setting up the topic of what the audacity to follow your dreams is all about. Every single thing, I can check that box, check that box, check that box, check that box. But when I hear the word audacity, what I actually hear in my head, my mind is like, you got the nerve to do this?
I
Like
think
you,
that
like
is
you,
it.
like you really have the nerve to do this? Like you really feel like you're called to do this?
Wow. I love
And
to take notes. I'm definitely taking notes because that's good already.
so the call to do this is pushing past what you're saying about yourself. It's
Wow.
not even about everybody else because people are going to talk one way or another. And
Yeah.
usually most people who talk and try to shoot down your dreams are the ones that really don't have any skin in the game in the first place
Right.
because it really wasn't given to them.
Yeah.
But one of the things is pushing past yourself. What do you think about yourself? And is this really something that you are really prepared to dive into 100%?
Yeah.
And so the audacity to push past, I put money into something thinking it was going to be something and nothing happened.
Yeah.
How do you push past the feeling of defeat? How do
Yeah.
you push past, okay, it looked like it was going to be something and it was great, but it didn't really materialize the way you thought it was going to materialize. So you didn't lose, but you didn't win either. So you're
Right.
kind of stuck
Right.
in the middle.
Yeah.
And I spent many years in that realm. And there were times that it really caused a lot of tension.
Yeah.
It caused um, a lot of personal pain, emotional pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what has helped me along the way is that God had sprinkled a few sweet, precious friends who saw what I was doing and saw that no, God gave you something. You have
Yeah.
to keep going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so those are what I'll call they were my and still are to this day what I would classify my human form of what the scripture calls those mile markers of the city of refuge.
That's good.
So when I would have those moments, and they were public moments, how do you deal with that when they're public?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how do you maintain your mind?
Yeah.
Because there are many times that I was broken, by,
Wow.
"Oh, maybe this is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. Right.
Why is it that?" And I even prayed and asked God, please take this from me, because if I'm going down the wrong road, I prefer that I would stop living in some sort of dream that this was going to happen. And so I
Yeah.
even asked him to take it from me.
What?
And I would be fine going back to, not going back like as if I'm being demoted, but wife and a mom of 4 children.
Yeah.
And I would just go ahead and just be the one who brings the snacks to the after school games, and be the ones that do that, and just sort of support my husband and be
Yeah.
active in church, and just kind of, nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
But there was still something in me that would not let me go.
Wow.
And it was in those moments where, on this marathon, because I haven't finished.
Yeah.
This
Right.
is a long
Right.
marathon,
Right. Right.
that you do have people that on the side that are legitimately
Yeah.
pulling for you and encouraging you to keep going. And I would be remiss, be honest with you, if I did not stop and give them, because I've given them their flowers in
Yeah.
private. But I have to give my brother and sister Juan and Caleb Baxter.
Yeah. Good. Good. They're great. They're just.
They
Yeah.
were, and still are, they saw me in the
Yeah.
beginnings. They saw the ups, the downs, and just encouraged me along this journey. I have to give a shout out to Dave Thomas. I don't know if you know David.
No, I'm not sure.
David, he is he he would be around. If those of you who are on here and may watch this later, you'll know who David is. And David's great friends with the Truth of Manny and everybody like that. And Dave would come to my shows too, and he would just be so encouraging. Like, I see you, sis.
Yeah.
Keep going, keep going. And just along the way, and I've had great mentors. Fred Blaine from Gospel Highway
Yeah.
11, Tanya Ginyard from Esther Productions, Sherry Johnson from Merge Music Group, Roderick Jemison, and even your husband Kyle, who came along, because I first met Kyle when he was at Radio One, and we were coming there talking about the independent artists, trying to get them
Yeah.
show on the radio. And he
Right.
kind of sat down in the boardroom, and I don't know if Kyle remembers that. It was me and Manny or the Truth. We came there and we really had a sit down about the independent artists. And so along the way, these are people that watched my journey and saw that God was putting something in me that only I could do.
Yeah. That's
And my biggest fan and my
that part.
support was my sis Desi.
Yeah.
Desi, I can't stay too long on Desi because I really will well up. Desi has been my sis, my confidant. She has helped me through the terrains emotionally,
Yeah.
through the ins and outs, the ups and downs of just personal life that comes in to play. So it is so critical. And when you get a chance to meet people like this and they really see what you're doing, and you really do have a camaraderie to push each other along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it
That
wasn't
part.
just one-sided.
Yeah.
We were
That part right
encouraging one
there.
another to
Yeah.
keep going, and to see where those Baxters are now, to see where Kyle is now. Every time
Yeah.
Kyle's open a box, it's another, billboard or something like that. It's just like, I remember when. And so the audacity to keep going is also the audacity to be open for the right people to come alongside you along on the journey.
Yeah. I love it. You said, so much in that, like, literally that little state, not little, but in that statement. I think, okay, I have to point out a couple of things. I'm not even joking. And Josina, love you, shouted out like her people in the chat. She said, "Thank you, my Tia and my Jewel, for seeing me." And that's like one of the things that I wanted to point out. You said that multiple times. And I think sometimes when we're doing this dream thing, when we're doing this, I want to wake up and I want to be a teacher. And I wake up and I want to, you know what? I want to help independent artists. It's that thing where you think that, like you said, there are ups and downs. along the path, right? And this is period, right? Even if it's
Mhm.
not a dream, but it's just a you know, where you're going to, your
Yeah,
next, even in your career, in your
correct.
marriage. But it's like when someone says, I see you.
Oh man, Tidra, let me tell you something. It was more often than not that it were people on the outside that saw it, and it was hard sometimes for your family to see it,
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep,
because it's not that your family doesn't love you.
yeah,
Your family, and in particular my husband, would just see the brokenness.
yeah, yeah. Just the blood,
And
sweat, and
yeah,
tears.
and he would just be like, okay, I think we just need to be done with this. And but once again, it was something in me, keep
Yeah,
going,
yeah,
going.
yeah,
And for the keep going and the journeys and all the stones along the way, the bloody knees, the bloody nose, even the black eyes, I picked up something that I learned that caused me not to go back to that.
wow,
I used that as stepping stones.
yeah, yeah,
And those stepping stones have allowed me to get to where I am right now, but there's still more stones that I'm collecting to still keep moving ahead.
yeah,
So now it's the audacity that you want to go further. It's not even now,
yeah,
it's not even starting because you've already
yeah,
started it.
yeah,
You have the nerve to want to keep going
yeah,
after all the tragedies and ups and downs, the personal losses, and not just the financial losses, but the losses of literal
yeah. Fans, family,
family and
friends. Yeah,
friends and things like that. And
yes,
but to still keep going because there's a bigger plan.
yeah.
And it's so important to know
Excuse me.
that what your plan is and what the plan that God has given you, you have to trust the one who gave you the gift.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to trust the one who says that as long as you dwell in the secret place of the Most High
Come on, Psalm 91.
and abide under his shadow, that he has you covered.
Yeah,
And he also has those that are with you covered as well.
yeah,
So that's where I am right now. I'm really just I'm moving along to see how this is going, see what the end going to be, as they say.
you said so much good. Look, in that line, you said so much good things. You know, I thought about when you said, I think it was Sarah Jakes. I listened to her. My friend sent a prayer and it said, even though I think she said, even though I'm wounded, I'm still saying yes.
Mhm.
Even though I'm frustrated, I'm still saying yes. Even though I fell, but I'm getting back up and I'm still saying yes. And I literally was ministering to my girlfriend earlier. We was ministering to each other, but I said to her, I said, once you say yes, you can't say no. Like literally, once you say yes, God, I will do. Once you accept the invitation. Someone said that
Mhm.
he's inviting you. I think she said it last week,
Mhm.
Reverend Nikki. Once you say, yes, I'm RSVPing for what you asked me to do, God, it's one of those things where you can't say no. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to say no no more because what you said was now I bust my knee. I mean, I'm thinking about how you walk up the steps and you may trip and bust your knee up, but you
Oh.
still keep going up the step. You don't go back down the step, sit on me. I mean, maybe you sit on the step like, dang, that hurt for a second. Get yourself together, but then you're gonna go up the next step. You're not gonna go back down the step and stay in that dwelling place at the bottom of the step. But you're
Mhm.
going to take the next step. You're going
Mhm.
to take the next step. And I think for me, it's like literally I just hear I fell, but I'm still saying yes. And then it's girls on the side or
You
guys
know,
on the side or
I
God on the side.
do
I
you,
see you. Keep going. I see you. I keep going. But you
hmm,
know, thing, you hit it. If you say yes, it's not about the process, right? We get so emotionally caught up in the process. It's about the end result. But it's like God said, girl, listen, to Peter, whoever else, it said, whatever he said about follow me, I'll make you fisher of men. But it's
yeah.
like literally, excuse me. Yeah, I do read my Bible, y'all. I really do. I promise.
I hope you do. Go ahead.
I do. I
Mhm.
promise I read it. But again, he said, follow me and I will make you fishermen. So my thing is, again, it's not about like, wait, guys, so what you gonna do? What kind of net we gonna get this time?
But
Wait,
teacher,
God.
but here it is right there. Jesus was inviting the disciples into the audacity to become fishers of men.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So this is not a new invitation.
yeah,
And along the way, there's going to be sometimes you're moving bloody
yeah, yeah,
and you're moving afraid. And this
yeah,
is the part where, how do you push past your own fears?
yeah,
And the
yeah,
fears are literally also legitimate fears.
yeah, yeah,
And so when you're pushing past fears, you are pushing still with the notion and with the grounding that I know what I've been called to do.
yeah,
And
yeah.
reminding myself from time to time over and over again, God has not given me a spirit of fear.
Right, right.
And with that, and pushing past that, and there was one person in particular that I forgot, and I can't. I would have to pause this whole show. Angel Morris.
Wow. I know Angel. She makes some good food.
Angel Morris is my prayer partner in the trenches.
Yeah.
And when we were praying about our businesses years ago, I got introduced to Angel through Thomas Clay.
Okay.
And I was doing an event in Delaware with The Truth, Jessica Reedy. It was Ambassador, and
Yes.
some other people that were down in Delaware.
Uh-huh.
And I needed a caterer. And TC said, and TC was going to be part of the event. So TC said, hey, do you
Rest
need
in
a
peace to
caterer?
TC.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And so I said, oh yeah. He said, I got somebody. I said, TC, listen, I'm very particular about what I serve my artists. So it's got to be up to par. He said, no, I got you. So he apparently he went away because I'm still doing a walkthrough at the venue we were going to have this concert at. And the next thing I know, he said, she's coming. I said, who is she? He said, oh, my sister Angel, she's coming here. And I promise you, when you taste this food, I'm telling you, she's going to do it for you. So she came. I don't even know if it was in the hour. She came with a sample platter. Where did she get that from? I have no clue. She had fried some whiting. She had greens. I think she had mac and cheese or something like that. I don't know how she did it. But she came with this platter, came with the blue bag with it and said, I hope you like it. And I said, okay, I'll give it a try when I get in the car. And I thanked her for coming. And I'm like, it'll probably be okay. Let me do whatever. So I got in the car and I put my fork in it and put it in my mouth. I'm like, wait, what just happened? What just happened? And so she became now the caterer for all the events. Everybody, every artist in Philadelphia that I have brought here, I think except for one, for whatever reason she couldn't do it, she has catered all of them. Everybody from William McDowell for me to Tasha Cobbs for me.
Wow.
She's Smokey Norfolk for me. Benita Jones, or now Benita Washington just the list goes on.
Wow.
But in the midst of that, we became close, we became friends, and we also became prayer partners.
Wow.
And so that prayer and that being in the trenches with someone who's also praying for the growth of their business.
Yeah.
It is so important to have someone come alongside you that believes in prayer for what you are doing in ministry.
Yeah.
I remember having a conversation with you, teacher, and I think we talked about this yesterday. We talked about this yesterday. When you were talking about this as an idea, and you said, I'm only going to do 5 shows or whatever that is.
And I was out.
And it's a wrap. But God said, okay, she thinks she's doing 5 shows. Right. But when she gets in here, because you had the audacity to say yes.
Yeah.
All he needed was your yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now we're talking about going into season 2.
All right, Patrice.
So all that to say is, when God has given you the vision,
yeah,
he is the propulsion behind what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. That is so good. I love how you said is that all he need is your yes. And I think sometimes we get caught up in because I know as a woman, I even shared this with you yesterday. I said there is no script to this. I said there is no plan laid out that says Fall into Victory podcast, and this is how it's going to go. This is not how I operate because I need to leave room for the Holy Spirit because this is his now. So
Mhm.
I thought it was mine for five episodes, right? It was his all along, but he let me have it for 5 episodes, and then he said, "Watch this." So I think again, I lost my train of thought.
The,
Darn
the,
it, that's happened.
the saying yes. The
Yes,
saying yes.
I think it's that thing where literally, yes, thank you. That all he needed are yes, but I was going to say was sometimes as women we get really technical. Like, all right, yes, and then what? Yes, and then what? So plan this out right here. Put this strategic thing in order. No, we need a blueprint. And men are like, nah, just God said yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and do it. And we're like, God, so how am I gonna get from square A to square B, square
Mhm.
B to square C? Wait, what did you say again? Wait, hold on. Let me back up, put my car in reverse. But it's like literally, I need you to say yes. I literally just need you to say yes. So if you're on here, type in the chat, yes. Because this yes in the chat is saying, God, I'm saying yes to whatever it is that you're asking me to do, been asking me to do, and what you're futuristically, I'm making my own words up probably,
Mhm.
going to ask me to do. Because I said, once you say yes, you're not allowed to say no. You're really not allowed to say no. And like you said, Patrice, that thing keeps tugging at you over and over and over. Whatever that thing is, where it did not allow you to give up. So you're sweating. You got a black eye. You're red, and even your husband saying, "Okay, all right, all right, like
So let's go.
we
Let's go.
dragging it."
Well, let's go a little deeper
Yeah, come on.
because it wasn't just that.
Yeah,
It's also through illnesses.
yeah,
It's through uh, my one of my children, who I'm going to just keep the anonymity. One of my children suffers from depression
yeah,
and multiple hospitalizations, and still working through, and now coming along, feeling like I'm going to break the back of the enemy now because now you're coming from my family.
yeah. Oh, and death. Add your death to it. You went through death too.
So you're coming from my family.
Yeah,
You're coming for her life.
yeah.
You're coming for the rest of my family. You're now coming for cancer through my mom, who passed away in 2020. My dad just passed away May, this past May. It'll be a year
God
in
rest their
May.
soul.
And I'm pushing past
Yeah.
all of that,
Jeez.
through working through all of that, sitting down at a computer, doing designs, because I'm like, I'm going to finish this race,
Mm.
H or high water, because I know I have to finish it because
Yeah.
it's not just about me,
Yeah.
about the other souls that are going to come along with this. And I'm not talking about now about the people who just helped me along the way. There are people that I'm supposed to reach for him.
Yeah.
So my push is really for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm pushing back. Now the audacity has switched to, so enemy, you have the audacity to think you can stop me?
Mm. And that's the thing. That
Oh,
thing is like,
you have to get there, because you have to
yes.
understand, when you are working in a spot, in a place where you're now seeking to get souls for the kingdom of God,
Yeah.
you now hit a spiritual
Yeah.
pathway that
Yeah.
is very, very sinister. It does not care how old or how young you are.
Right.
The whole agenda is to get you off your agenda.
That is so true. Like you literally but listen, look, here goes the catch for the people in the chat. Ain't no catch, but here goes the thing. You say yes, now you declare war with the enemy. Literally. Because you type yes in the chat to God, now you declare war with the enemy. Literally.
And know that that's why Psalm 91 is so important to me.
Yes.
That Psalm 91 will remind you that I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as you stay within the parameters and the perimeters of where I am, everything else outside of that, you
Girl,
don't
come
have to worry
on.
about it, because I've got you covered, not just in the house, but even the shadow of the house is covering you. And that
Patrice.
shadow also covers your children. And that
Jesus.
shadow covers your husband. And it also creates a pathway for you to keep going and be a light to get the souls that I sent to you to get for me. So my boldness now is not even about me anymore. My boldness is,
Right.
let's go get these souls, because that's what
Yeah.
it's about. That's what this brand is about. So the fact that even through the clothing line, proceeds from each and every item that's sold goes towards our projects that are helping those around the world mission wise for our
Yeah.
well-being projects. And we're now partnered with the Fatherless Generation organization that's helping to bring fathers back into the lives of their children, because of the high rate of fatherlessness, how we have such a high rate within the African American community of our young Black men and now women going to prison. So we have entered a realm now. Oh, now you're trying to bring back families. You're not just trying to get one. Now you're coming for families. And guess what? Once again, I'm not scared, because I dwell in the secret place of the Most High, and I abide in
Girl.
His shadow.
Listen, you had me pull the scripture up. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow, literally, of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the foul snare,
Come on.
literally, and
And what
from the
else?
deadly pestilence. He will cover
Noisome.
you.
In the noisome pestilence. In the King James Version, it says noisome.
Really.
And the noisome pestilence, the
Mm.
ones who got nothing but to say, and the enemy, and the noise within your own head.
Let me go to the King James. It says, and from the noisome pestilence. Wow. Say it one more time. And what is the noisome pestilence?
The voices from the enemy, but also the voices
Yeah.
in your own head. He will
Yeah.
save you from yourself.
Yeah. I love how it says, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall thy trust. And that was the King James Version.
Mm-hmm.
His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night. And that's that part for me when you said, I'm not scared. Because you can't, how can you be scared if you are dwelling in the secret place? So if it's a secret place, what does that mean? For me, I'm riled up. It's like, if I'm in a secret place where God has hidden me, He's protecting me, which means the enemy cannot seek me there. Why can't I say yes? Why can't I say yes to follow my dreams? Why can't I say yes and not give up? Why can't I say yes? Yo, I promise you, I'm just preaching to myself.
Listen, I have
So
sat
good.
in my prayer closet and have literally, when I felt like I was about to implode, I would go to my prayer and I go to Psalm 91. I gain strength, I gain courage, and then I keep going. Because
Yeah.
if I do not stay in that place, I risk my own demise in thinking that I'm doing any of this.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
is too costly for me.
Yeah.
It costs too much for
Yeah.
me to stop. It would cost too much for me to stop. It's not
Yeah.
just me, but the people that I am meant to go touch
Yeah.
and meant to introduce those individuals to a savior who died for them.
Yeah.
So that is why I keep going. And the audacity to, how are you doing all this?
Yeah.
How are you really doing all this? The next thing is, in your business, in your entrepreneurship, how you present yourself. You need to treat your business how you see it in the future.
Mm.
You need to treat it like, yeah, I'm that boss. I am I've got an office. I've got a photographer, I got a videographer, I got a writer, I've got a press release. Oh yeah, I've got all of that. I made sure my paperwork was all put in order. I made sure I got my trademarks in line. Get prepared for when it happens. You got to get ready so when it happens, you're already
Yeah.
ready.
As they say, stay ready so you can be ready. Because when it happens, because when somebody calls you and say, hey, I have the resource,
I'm
what you
ready.
gonna do?
I'm
It's
ready.
not the time. Yeah, it's not the time to back down and get scared and get fearful. Because if you are dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, it says that He's going to cover you. So all I think about literally is me taking a step of courage, right? Because we're not allowing fear to intersect with our dreams. We're not allowing fear to intersect with our visions. We're not allowing fear to intersect with what it is that the thoughts that we're having while we're dreaming, while we're sleeping, while we're up. So my thing is if we are ready, then we can't say no, because he's literally, I just think about that wing that is protecting us. But listen at this, like you said, yes, we're going to trip. Yup. Yes, we're going to fall. But the thing is, how long when you fall determines how long you're going to stay. You have to
Ma'am,
determine how long
okay.
you're going to stay down there.
Listen, teacher. Man, let me tell you something. The biggest fall that I had was the night. Okay, I'm going to do this. Was the night that TC passed. I'm going to just stop there because my show in New York was TC's last show.
Wow.
And I just knew it's over. I'm done. I've got nothing left. This is crazy. I don't know why, the whole 9 yards. And it was my sweet brother and sister, Juan and Kayla, called me and talked to me. And it took me a while to regroup after that. But there was a job. He had finished his job.
Yeah.
He had reached the people. His
Yeah.
work was done.
Yeah.
It was up to me to keep going.
Right.
Keep reaching the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you pass a baton to the next person.
Yeah.
Everybody has to pass a baton to somebody. Keep going.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Don't look back.
Yeah.
Don't look to your left. Don't look to your right. Keep focused and keep going. And I'm so glad that I did not stay there.
Yeah.
And from that point on, the bounce backs, because things still kept happening.
Yeah.
But what I found out was the bounce backs got quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't
because you're building that muscle.
Baby, listen. I'm at the point now, I may give it an hour.
Right.
Other than that, it's over.
Right.
I'm on because I'm not going to allow myself to miss out on the continuing blessings that God is revealing to me about who He's made me to be.
Wow.
And the creativity that He still has so much more to give me.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about what God is doing in my life, but I'm more so excited about what people are receiving through this.
Yeah.
And that really that's really the catalyst. Like, I'm really excited about how it's received, that people are blessed by the message and about the brand itself and what the message stands for, and that they will take that message and pass it on to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's so good. And, it's everything you have said is literally, you pointed back to the Father and your responsibility that God has literally given you. And I love how it's a process. We learn, right? But it's like, no, but this is not about me. So the setbacks then were longer. They were weeks, they were months, they were years, or whatever it was. And now, as time has progressed, I'm realizing this thing really not about me. This thing is about everyone God has assigned to my life. And that's why I love how you even notated, and I said, it's not about the fall, but it's how long you stay down there.
That part. That
Yes,
part.
you through the and Sheena said it, you said it too, but through the depression, through anxiety, through grief, through illness, through literally survival mode. Yeah, not even thriving, surviving because you're just trying to survive. So through all those things, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, how long are you going to stay down there in depression? Come out of there. Like, how long are you going to stay down there in anxiety? Come out of there. God has an assignment for your life. And the
Absolutely,
thing is,
because
it's not about you, boo. So it's like, surprise. This I'm telling y'all, I'm talking to myself tonight. I'm not even joking. So if nobody getting nothing, Patrice, you are blessing my socks off. I'm not even joking because it's just a reminder. This is not about me. This is
it's not
about the
about
people that he
it's not
puts
about us.
Patrice, and then all the names underneath Patrice. Patrice needs to reach her. Patrice needs to reach him. Patrice needs to reach this nation. Patrice needs to reach this state. Patrice needs to put your name in the chat. I'm not even joking. Put your name in the chat because every time you see your name, I want you to remind yourself that there are people attached to your name. So if I put Tidra in the chat, that
Mm-hmm.
means that I don't know how many people God's saying that these people are attached to your name, but my name is here and I have people's lives that I am supposed to blah, 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 blah. And I cannot forget that when I get knocked down, when I scrape my knee, when I look, when we get in the tussle with the enemy and you come out with the black eye. Okay, and what? I got a black eye and I'm still going to do this. Put your
That's
name in the
exactly
chat.
it.
I'm serious. Put your name in the chat and
That's
remind
exactly
yourself
it.
that you have people attached to your name. That's so good, Patrice.
And
You're blessing me.
one of the latest collection that we have for Indigo that came out, Kyle was there. It's called the Rep Your Section collection. And for those of you, you can go on the website if you want to. She'll put
Kyle,
anything
can
in.
you please type?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know my husband's on here. Please
yeah.
type the what is the website?
It's Shop Indigo, Shop INDIEGO.com.
And that
So
hoodie that he has is on there.
yes, that's on there for
Y'all go to Shop Indigo. I'm not even joking. My husband came home with this hoodie and I was like, the
well,
color, the everything about it. Just thank you, babe.
here's the story behind that one. So when the design came out when I did the finished design for that for Rep Your Section, obviously, it's geared towards the music lover, not just the
Yeah.
professional, but all genres, any music. It's designed for music lovers, and there's more of a story. Kyle was there to hear more of the deeper story behind it. But what I will share is the Rep Your Section, the Lord really pointed out to me, is Rep Your Section also is not just about music, but it's about where he's placed you in the vineyard.
Somebody get this woman her license to preach, please.
Repping your section. How do you rep your section at home?
Jesus.
How do you rep your section at work? How do you rep your section in the community? Do people see God when they see you? Do they see God working through you? Are you touching the lives of people? Are you teaching your children how to rep their section at school? And the responsibility that it means to rep their section is where God has placed you. And the message behind this, that we are a global movement, which is obviously a nod to a musical term in terms of movements as far as music is concerned. And as I went deeper into the study of movement, I said, wait a minute, let me go back into my music bag, because I really need to understand, because I love all types of music. And one of my first introductions to music as a teenager was through classical music, through symphonies. And movements are actual sections of a complete symphony. And but a movement can come across as if that's the only piece of the music. That's it. But in actuality, it's a piece here. So Tidra is a movement.
Wow.
Patrice is a movement. Kyle is a movement. But my question was, who's writing the symphony?
Patrice!
And when it was revealed to me that Christ is the one that's writing the symphony,
Wow.
and each of us is a movement in the symphony, then we can represent our parts individually, but we are part of a movement that is happening in the earth. And the responsibility to rep your section is not just about the sound of music, it's repping your section in the earth for his kingdom. And are we really? So when you wear the
So
hoodie, I
good.
don't want you to buy the hoodie because it's about music, because the responsibility now is when you purchase the rep your section apparel of any type, you are making a spiritual declaration that I will rep my section where God has placed me.
Y'all typed y'all names in the chat, but now I need y'all to say I'm the movement, because literally, yo,
And that's
I'm
exactly it. That's exactly
literally,
it.
wow, that just literally blew my mind. Like, seriously, I'm the movement. So I'm repping my section, and whatever section I'm literally,
Because but here's the thing. Your life is going to determine in whose symphony are you a part of.
mm, that's good.
Because the fruits of the spirit
Right, right, right,
is interwoven within the symphony.
right, right.
But if I am representing and repping the section of the enemy, then what is going to be demonstrated in that movement is going to be hatred,
Right,
violence,
right,
murder,
right.
backbiting, talking,
Mm,
keyboard bullies, always commenting on Facebook or social media about something, and you don't even know these people.
yeah,
It's
so
not this,
good.
and we're teaching our children not to rep their section. We have a generation that we need to remind them who they are, but at the same time, we need to go back to ask who are we?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And listen, when you get into the secret place of the Most High, that is where He will literally tell you who you are. But you got to go to the secret place to know who you are. You got to go to the secret place so He can tell you, He can affirm who you are. Wow. That, I don't, girl.
So as I am
Woo.
repping my section, I want to rep it well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I want him to say, well done, good and faithful servant.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yo, I don't have, yo, that's it. I'm not even joking. I feel like I cannot add and I cannot take away anything that you said. Like, you said it so perfectly. You literally, you did a heart check. So if you're listening on here, for me, it was literally right, Kyle. Kyle said, open the doors of the church, literally. And for me, my takeaway literally was a heart check. Like, literally renew your mind, honey, and go ahead and give yourself a heart check, because everything you said was absolutely lit. Yo, I have nothing to say, Patrice.
Uh, so
Amazing.
if we want to sort of get ready to close, as the church colloquialism would be, the getting ready to close is have the audacity to join the movement.
Yeah.
Have the audacity to try God. He won't fail you.
Yeah.
Be open for him to reveal who he is, but also be open for him to show you who you are and where you've made mistakes. And know that God is not mad at you. He really isn't. The opportunity that we've all been given is to do self-examination,
Yep.
that see if it created me a clean heart
Yep.
and renew a right spirit within me. See if there's any wicked way within me, and be okay with him revealing himself to you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
turning everything over to him.
Yeah.
He is so amazing. God,
Whew.
God literally is so amazing. He will blow your mind. And we are not to keep the good news. Once you get it, and you really have, and I'm not trying to be churchy, but I'm just telling you, this is how I operate every day. When you really have tasted and seen that the Lord is good,
Yeah, you
you
can't
walk,
keep it to
you walk different.
yourself. Yeah.
You walk different. You talk different.
Yeah.
You don't mind being in the car having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
God is not, man, I want to say so and so to somebody, and God said, okay, I know you want to say something to X, Y, and Z. I want you to say it to me because I can handle that and you at the same time.
Yeah. Yep. 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 That's good.
Because I'm about saving everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I'm excited about what God is doing.
Yes.
I don't know what the next day is going to hold, teach. I really
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
But I show up and I thank Him for the opportunity. I'm not mad about losing an hour. My gosh, he woke me up this morning. Somebody didn't get up.
Right. Right.
And,
No,
I,
that's so
and
good.
I've seen them not get up. I've seen
Yeah.
them not get up from my parents.
You're right.
They took
Right.
nothing with them. They took
Mm.
absolutely nothing with them. But what
Mm.
they did take with them was their character.
Yeah.
What did they leave behind? What was the fragrance of their life that they
Mm.
left behind? And so I'm not concerned about uh, things because I saw when I sat the day that my mom died, I sat at her kitchen table after she passed in her home. And when the funeral home came to retrieve her, and I sat there at the table, and this is not the end on a macabre note. I'm really not doing that. It's as much as it was, that was a wake up call for me, not to be scared as much as it is
Yeah.
what's really important.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's really important? What's really important is connecting with Him. What assignment do you have for me today, Lord? I get so excited about what He's called me to do. I can go, 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 go. True story. 2 nights ago, and I told my daughter this. I'm somewhere between awake and asleep, and you all kind of know what that.
Yeah.
We're early in the morning. I'm not sure I'm awake. I'm sure I'm asleep. And God was reminding me of something. He said to me, "Be careful that the gift that I gave you does not become an idol."
Mm. Wow.
That I
Wow.
am to maintain the fact that He's always to be first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in your excitement, you just want to go, 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 go.
Yeah.
We're going to be
Yeah.
here, we're here, we're going to be doing this and doing that, doing that.
Yeah.
And we'll spend more time all over the place. And God's like, you missed our appointment.
Yep. And not prioritizing God. Yeah. So good.
So I'm just excited for where He's called me. I'm excited about the fact that He loves me enough to even invite me and extend an invitation to me
Yeah.
to be a part and to rep my section in the earth.
That is, girl, mighty God. I'm not even so good. It's one thing I do want to say because you touched on it, so I really do want to say it. Somebody on here, I heard reconciliation and forgiveness, and you said it in your closing, literally about how first God is so patient with us. The reason why the rapture has not occurred yet, for my folks that's listening, is because He is so patient with us. He is so kind to us. He is so gentle with us. And because He loves us so much, He cares about you individually. If you typed your name in the chat, that's the person that He really cares about. He left the 99 just to go retrieve the one. So
Listen, didn't He though?
seriously, and I know for a fact that somebody out of these people that are listening, somebody has to forgive somebody. It has to be some type of reconciliation, right? Life is short, as she said. We don't know what our next breath even, looks like for real, for real. So what I'm saying to you is reconcile, forgive, and reconcile with the person that you're supposed to forgive and reconcile. Listen, you don't I can't remember. I think it was Val Trender. She came on last month. You don't have to have a relationship after that, but you need to forgive and you need to reconcile. Allow God to do the rest. I literally heard while you were talking, I heard reconciliation, forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the biggest things that we, especially families, that we hold on to is unforgiveness. And
Okay, so you could don't you see don't do that because we're gonna go to hour 2, and I know you have to finish at 9, so let's not do that.
but you literally, I mean, in your closing, I can't even go back and say anything what you said because you literally said it so well. So I cannot retrace and go back. You literally closed out. You closed the doors, like literally. I mean, you opened up the door to the church. You literally did. But somebody really needs to reconcile with the family member. I don't know if it's a spouse. I don't know if it's a cousin, a sister, a brother, but reconciliation needs to happen. You don't know when your next breath literally could run out. So, whoever it is, do not waste time and reconcile. I'm so serious. Patrice,
Good word. Good word.
mighty God, like you knocked my socks off. I'm not even Patrice, you said God loves me so much that you came on here to talk about me or talk to me.
No, I feel more privileged to be here to have a conversation with you. So I'm just sitting here like I'm just me. So
Yeah,
thank you for giving me a chance to talk with you. I appreciate it.
literally I'm so like I'm like giddy because I don't know what else to say but nothing because literally thank you. I got to say thank you. Thank you for allowing God to use you, not only for me, but for everyone else that was on here. I'm so serious. You got me all the way together. I'm not even joking. But I want to share this. I do want to share this real fast
Mhm.
because I feel like this just goes with kind of what you, not kind of, but what you were saying about us here in the earth and what we're doing. Thank you, Lisa. Look, thank you, Lisa, for openly saying you know who it is that your assignment is that you need to forgive and to reconcile. So, amen. I knew it was
Amen.
somebody. I heard the spirit of the Lord. I'm not joking. Um, but what I was going to say was today I text a group of my close sisters and I said to them, I said, I just love God. I love that I'm his daughter. When I can push aside an agenda, a work agenda, and literally offer my kids Jesus, right?
Mhm.
So this is the thing, and you actually said, how are you repping your section wherever you go? And I think sometimes that we get so political that we can't do things in certain places and we're not allowed to do this because we have to follow protocol. But I really do believe, I believe it wholeheartedly, right? If you get fired, I always say I will never get fired for anything except for talking about Jesus. I literally said that because I follow rules and I'm a great employee. But if
Mhm.
they say, hey, you've talked about Jesus enough here, we have to let you go, I gotta go then. Because I'm not going to deny what he tells me or when he gives me the opportunity or the invitation to invite someone else to know about him. And it was a simple conversation. I literally told them, I reminded them because they don't know, they are from different backgrounds, but it just so happened that I had a room full of kids that said that they were Christian. I reminded them how much God loved them. I talked about sin and choices, and then
Mhm.
I extended salvation.
Mhm.
Literally, literally.
That's
So
powerful.
when I
That's
say that,
powerful.
right, I don't take that honor lightly. When I said yes, that means that I have to do what he tells me to do. Even when I disobey, I have to repent and do what he tells me to do. Even when I fall and get a black eye because I'm in the tussle with the enemy, when I fight God, because I literally fight, my spirit fights him and says, no, I don't want to say it, or I don't want to do it. I have to do it because I go back to my name and how it has multiple names connected to my name. So
Okay,
I just want to remind people.
if
Yes, go.
I have to drop this in spirit, and this was for you.
Yes.
During the dark ages of Christian persecution, there was a group of people, I believe, in Europe or in that region. They were called the Waldensians, and you can look them up. They're Google them, the Waldensians, and they were a group of people that followed the scriptures when the
Mm,
scriptures were not legal for them to have. They were ultimately killed, but before that happened, it was they used to inscribe the prayers in the coats of their children when they sent them off to school,
wow.
so that the children would be encouraged by the scriptures, but they had taught their children for the opportunity to share the prayer or the scripture with one of their classmates.
Wow. Mm,
So what you are doing, Tidra, is you are helping those children with those scriptures, because they're going to be sent out as on reconnaissance missions in their communities
wow.
to
So
reach out
good.
to their peers
So good.
and teach them about the Lord. So you are placed where you are placed for a reason. And
Yeah.
so my prayer for you is that God will keep you covered. You will not lose your job as long as you are doing his work.
Right, right, right. No,
He has promised you.
that's real. That's real. I
So I just thought about the kids and what you're pouring into them
appreciate
and
that.
encouraging them, because those kids are now going to learn how to, I'm going to say it again, how to rep their section in the earth.
Yeah. That's so good. I really appreciate that. And I said that for a reason. And my reason is because somebody on here does not like to talk about God in the workplace. But again, it goes back to repping who you are. If you put your name in the chat, you now are held accountable, excuse me, for your yes. And because you say yes, it's okay to talk about God. I told my kids, I said, I am a teacher, but I also work for God. And they all stared at me. I do. Because I don't know if you know Siobhan Smith, but she says it a lot. She says, I work for God. And then I kept saying, what does that even mean when you say
Mhm.
I work for God? Like, I get up, I go to work every day. I do work for God. But then I realized what it really meant. We are, like you said, we're placed here on the earth, in the earth, on assignment. So the thing is, we get so caught up in the process, we deviate away from our assignment, getting these quick fixes to fix or try to fill these voids that we have. But the real assignment is that you are assigned to people here on this earth to share the good news. So I love one of the things you said, I show up. So just when you show up, allow God to literally lead you and do the rest, but you got to do your part. And it goes back to the secret, dwelling in a secret place of the Most High, because if you don't know who you are, you can't share who He is. If you don't know who He is, you can't share who He is. So if you're not spending the time and reading the word, then you're not able to share who He is to you. One thing, kids can sniff out a fake from a mile away.
Okay.
Adults
Yes,
can
they
sniff
can.
out a snake, but I mean a fake. But kids, millenniums, and I'm saying it because I deal with them all the time. But child, if I show up and I don't know what I'm doing, child, Mister, you don't know what you're doing, do you? And I'm like, no,
Mhm.
I don't. But give me a second, I'm gonna get it together.
Mhm.
Literally, because I have those days where I show up and I'm just discombobulated.
Mhm.
But I say, just give me a second, I'm gonna get it together. But I say that to say is that you have to do your part so you can show up ready. He's giving you the invitation. He says, come unto me, all that are heavy laden. So now lay all your stuff down at his feet, get replenished, do what you need to do. Now go out and spread the good news. We don't have an assignment on our life for no reason. I don't know who I'm talking to because we supposed to end 10 minutes ago, but somebody, I don't know, but somebody on here, y'all. I'm so passionate, and not only even about women, but women is my calling, and I know. But I'm just so passionate about women pushing and having the audacity to thrive in their assignment that God has given them. I cheer women on like you, Patrice, because I get excited because I know that it's for the betterment of the kingdom, right? And some
Let's
people may say, I'm in this small little job and I can't. No, like you said, at home, how are you repping your section at home? In your home, are you modeling what Christ-like behavior looks like?
for the person who commented about they know they got the name of the person they need to forgive.
They
They have
said
now turned and said that they're now going to rep their section and
yeah,
give forgiveness, even if the person does not accept your apology or forgiveness. You
yeah,
have done your part,
yeah,
and now God can trust you with not becoming offended, because
yeah,
we're going to have so many things that are going to cause us to be offended. And offense is going to be, I don't care, we classify it as church hurt, we got hurt on the job, we got
right.
somebody said something to us off color at work. We're so easily offended. But when you look at the life of Jesus,
Yeah,
and he stayed in connection with the Father,
yeah,
did not have time to be offended.
right,
He's
right,
on assignment because lives were at stake.
right.
Not just then, but he saw my life then.
Yeah,
He saw
yeah.
your life
So
then.
good. Yeah,
So we don't have time. Those are arrows of the enemy. Come on now. I need y'all, my Bible people. I need y'all to get your Ephesians 6 on, because the weapons of our warfare aren't carnal.
yeah.
It says that they are mighty in God for the pulling
Pulling
down of
down.
strongholds.
Right, right.
Unforgiveness is a stronghold.
Yeah, yeah,
Unforgiveness will not open up a pathway, and it's meant to do its job. It doesn't open up a pathway for forgiveness and salvation.
yeah, yeah. She said the forgiveness and the reconciliation has had been done, but I'm at the point where I need to help take care of him despite the past. God is telling me to. So
Okay. Can
you
I help?
say
Can I help you there? Can I
yes.
help you?
She said yes. So
Okay.
she wrote yes in them comments.
Okay. Let me help you here. This is where your prayer changes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what your prayer change is, because this is not something I'm telling you. This is something I practice. I practiced. Pray for the person as God's child,
Yeah. So good.
not as a connection to you one way or the other. I'm not asking if it's a family member or a
So
friend. It doesn't
good.
matter. When we start looking at each other as this is God's son, and they don't know who they are, then you now step up as the one who's mature in the spirit, to pray for them,
Yeah.
that they would see God, that they will have an encounter with them that blows their. Pray the most audacious prayer for them, that
Yeah.
they would have such an encounter with God that their lives would just be so open to receive him. When you start taking yourself out of the equation,
Yes.
now praying for the person as God's son or God's daughter, it switches the game. The enemy can't do nothing with that. Oh, wait a minute. They're not taking it.
So
Wait a
good.
minute. You are interceding them as their
So good.
as a child of God. Oh, that's the weapons of our warfare are not.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's so good. I promise you that is so good. I want to share this real fast. That's what changed the trajectory of my marriage, literally in my early parts, because it was whoa, like what did you do to me? It was a connection, that experience. But then I said, God, I literally started saying, God, get your son. Like literally, I had to say, God, get your son before I get him, because if I get him, first off, I'm gonna create a mess because I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and then I'm gonna have to repent. I'm gonna have to ask for forgiveness from him, and then I'm gonna have to repent myself. But like you said, once I said, God, that's your son, so I need for you to handle. He said, and I was saying, get your daughter. I know you was, babe. I know you was, because I was a hot mess. But once I literally started saying, God, get your son. I know that's your son. Forgive me for putting my mouth on your son. I shouldn't have cursed. Yes. I shouldn't have cursed him. Literally. So I know that was so good what you said in changing the trajectory, because once you take you out the equation, you blocking that person's blessing with you in the equation, right? Because we get so emotional, you know, it's emotionalism that happens, and then we open up the door to to the enemy, and then he comes in and starts playing. Yeah, you see, remember when even though you forgave him, remember what he did to you? Remember what she did to you? Oh yeah, even though you forgave him, y'all reconcile, y'all good, but remember this, remember that. So that's really good though. So good. So good. I want y'all to support Patrice. Now, I'm so glad that you told me the whole meaning behind rep your section, because I feel like when I put it on, when I go buy it, when I purchase it and put it on, now it for me, it's like I'm walking around with power and authority, right? Off of a clothing garment. But it should give you the boost and the confidence to know, listen, I'm repping the kingdom here, okay? I am repping the kingdom, literally. So, Patrice, I am honored. I thank you for literally ministering to my soul, to the depths of my soul. I'm not even joking. I thank you so much. And I cannot even depart without saying that I speak blessings and blessings and blessings. And I don't mean just regular blessings. I mean blessings upon blessings over your business, Indigo worship shop. I can't. It's Indigo, right?
Indigo Inspire.
Indigo Inspire. Remember, it used to be Indigo Worship, or
that was because we did the small things. Yep. That's exactly it. Indigo, don't worry, Desi does the same thing. She said, I need to go back to Indigo Worship. I said, well, the Lord has moved me on. But we got some things in plan though. We have
and I appreciate it. Follow her on social media. What's your social media again? It's Indigo.
Indigo Inspire. INDIEGO Inspire on all my social media platforms, and the podcast on Instagram. It's Indigo Inspire Live, so you can catch me there. And for the apparel, it's Shop Indigo on Facebook, and then of course the website is Shop Indigo INDIEGO.com.
Y'all, and she got them good colors, y'all. She got those the mood soft, like mood natural color tone, earth tones. There we go. I couldn't think about what it was. Hey Kira. But yes, y'all support her. I'm so serious. She has t-shirts, hats. I mean, I've seen so much. Hoodies, sweatpants. We got sweatpants.
Oh yeah, we got stuff there for and if you for those of you who are singers and you like to rep your section as far as your parts, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, we got you covered.
Yes, I love every bit of it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much from the top to the bottom top. I keep saying
it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here.
I really appreciate you. I'm so serious, y'all. Make sure y'all support Indigo Inspire, where you guys about to say worship again, and support Patrice. So make sure y'all shop, get something to support her, but then also make sure you follow her, because she has a podcast where she comes on with independent artists on what day is it?
Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Instagram.
Thursdays, 8 p.m. Instagram. She goes live. It's not on Monday. So y'all see me on Monday. Thanks, Patrice. I really, really appreciate it, y'all. Y'all, I'm really excited about next week too. Next week we have Dr. Shadia Laguerre that will be on. So I'm super excited. The audacity to make boss moves. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. She definitely has a testimony to share. So y'all make sure y'all tune in next week at 8 o'clock. Thank y'all. Love y'all. See y'all.